Quoting The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverge in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. This poem beautifully captures the moment of decision making and reflects on how the choices we make define our journey, often in unexpected ways. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the induction program for the batch of 2025-27. I, student manager Shrut Lalwani from Balaji Institute of International Business.
And I, Student Manager Vrinda Sharma from Balaji Institute of International Business, will
Will
be
be
the
the
Masters
masters
of
of the
Ceremony
ceremony
for
for
today's
today's
session.
session.
Distinguished guests, respected dignitaries on the dais, dignitaries of the dais, esteemed faculty members, and dear students, I welcome you all to this very exciting Ignite Spark the Potential guest lecture series at Sri Balaji University, Pune. Today, we have the honor of hosting Mr. Amit Kamat, sir, who is Vice President at BlackRock, one of the world's leading investment management firms. We are thankful to you, sir, for sparing your valuable time to share your thoughts with students. On behalf of our Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, directors, faculty members, and staff, I would like to invite my fellow student manager Anuradha Jha and Parth Agrawal to present a bouquet to our esteemed guest as a token of our appreciation.
Thank you, Anuradha and Parth. To our respected guest, I may submit in all humility that Sri Balaji University Pune is proud of its four constituent management institutes, which are Balaji Institute of Modern Management (BIMM), Balaji Institute of Technology Management (BITM), Balaji Institute of International Business (BIIB), and Balaji Institute of Management and Human Resource Development (PIMHRD). Additionally, Sri Balaji University encompasses the School of Commerce and Management, School of Computer Sciences, School of Humanities and Social Sciences, School of Liberal Arts, School of Defense and Strategic Studies, Balaji School of Law, School of Actuarial Sciences, Balaji School of Media Communication and Journalism, Balaji School of Online and Digital Learning, and Balaji School of Sports Science. We also offer program in MA Chinese Studies and MA in National Securities. Beyond this, we also have the Balaji Law College and undergraduate and graduate levels, the Balaji College of Arts, Commerce and Science, and Balaji Junior College of Arts, Commerce and Science. These institutions are renowned for the contribution to management, education, and have been ranked among the top in India.
According to the Times B School Ranking Survey 2025, Sri Balaji University Pune is ranked number 10 in top 100 B schools in country. The university has secured the second position in top 36 private universities in India and has been ranked 4 in top 20 B schools in Western India. Also, the university is ranked number 12 in top 50 institute as per their placement. We would also like to say that we welcome more than 300 companies for campus placements.
At SBUP, the students are empowered with the class leading management, education, and depth corporate exposures. As learners, we are also taught the core value of discipline, dedication, and determination, pioneered by none other than our founder chancellor, the late Professor Dr. Colonel A. Bala Subramanian, whose revolutionary pedagogy forms the DNA of SBUP. We at SBUP, along with our classroom sessions, interactive corporate visits, and a plethora of renowned visiting faculties, also participate in the complete range of extracurricular and co curricular activities. Such exposures to learners ensure that the students involved into disciplined, well rounded, and focus driven individuals.
We have had the honor of connecting with more than 300 corporate titans as a part of our induction program. They give their valuable time to come and train us in variety of formats, including seminars, workshops, management games, guest lectures, and so on.
Before we begin, let me call upon Student Manager Kavleen Chabra to introduce our guest of honor to us.
Thank you, Shruth. A very good evening, everyone. I, Kavleen Chabra, student manager at Balaji Institute of International Business, specializing in finance, is extremely elated to introduce our today's guest speaker, Mr. Amit Kamat, sir. Mr. Amit Kamat sir is a seasoned financial professional and currently serves as Vice President at BlackRock, one of the world's foremost investment management firms. With nearly 20 years of experience in the capital markets and asset management sectors, Sir has contributed significantly to renowned global institutions including Morgan Stanley, State Street, and Oracle Financial Services. His expertise spans diverse domains such as institutional marketing, UK pension fund accounting, net asset value calculations, and client services. A commerce graduate from Mumbai University, he further enriched his academic journey by earning a master's degree in finance from the Indian Business Academy, Bangalore, solidifying his foundation for a remarkable career in finance. What truly sets him apart is his visionary approach to navigating the complexities of the financial landscape. His extensive knowledge, strategic insights, and proven ability to drive impactful outcomes have established him as a leader in the financial industry, inspiring many professionals and students alike. Please join me in warmly welcoming Mr. Amit Kaman sir with a huge round of applause as he shares his insights and experiences with all of us. Sir, the stage is all yours.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Am I audible? Perfect. This is by far the biggest gathering I am actually talking to. First of all, thank you so much for the invitation. It's indeed an honor and privilege to be present here and speaking to all of you face to face. Uh, In fact, I never want to miss an opportunity where I can go and talk to students at their campus, especially because that really brings back the memories I have of my college, campus, mess, hostel, and all those nostalgic moments which I had spent almost 20 years back, right? Uh, and I've been really fortunate to visit some of the best colleges across India in the last 2 years, starting with NIBM, National Institute of Banking Management, which is in Pune, ISB and M, and there were a couple of from Mumbai, SIES, Jamnalal Bajaj, a couple of IIMs, baby IIMs in Kashipur and Sambalpur, uh, SIOM in Nasik, I said, then IFMR in Hyderabad. So ultimately, it's been a great experience talking to all the students at their campus. In fact, some of the organizers used to, check with me if I want to have an offline session or an online one because they feel that it would be a big hassle for me to travel all the way, from Mumbai to their campus because some of the campuses are really far off from the nearest airport, right? So if you want to go to Kashipur, I am Kashipur, you need to get down at Delhi and then have a 4 hour road journey to their campus in Uttarakhand. And if you want to go to Sambalpur, you need to get down at Raipur and again 5 hour journey by road to reach their campus. And I was really fortunate to spend 2 days in the IIM Sambalpur campus. It was a beautiful campus, and never had I imagined that I would be stepping into an IIM. Right? Even in my days, I used to dream of studying into an IIM, but that never happened. So once again, thank you so much, everyone, for this warm welcome, and I'm really honored to be here today. Uh, in fact, I always like to come to Pune because Pune is my second home. Because I already have a home in Pune, and my parents stay in Balewadi. Uh, I don't know how many of you have actually visited Balewadi, right? It's one of the best localities in Pune right now. So when my dad bought this place 25 years back, I asked him a simple question. You didn't get any other place than this because there was a huge barren land and only one building standing. That was ours. And the nearest shop was almost a kilometer away, which used to call itself supermarket. But we used to get only basic stuff like milk or eggs. But since 2001 till date, whenever I visit Pune, it's growing exponentially, right? And I used to see the mountain right from my living room at that time, but it's very difficult to even know the mountain still there, right? And so Mumbai is actually, I mean, Pune is actually competing with Mumbai in no terms. And if you have not been to that part of the city, you should definitely make a trip, maybe after this induction program is over. I know it's been a long day or a long week, almost 15 days, right? Since you've been part of this induction program. But definitely you should make a trip there, right? And I had to come to Pune yesterday because today is my mom's birthday as well. So, and thank you so much for the organizers for. I had requested that can we have this session on 4th because I will be in Pune. So thank you so much for accommodating that request as well. Uh, by the way, how many of you are originally from Pune? Right. So I assume rest of you are from different cities who have come here to Pune to complete the course for the next 2 years, right? Okay. The reason I ask this question is, I always recommend or request or advise students to stay away from their hometown for at least a couple of years, right? And the reason is these 2 years really prepare you for the future. It becomes, I mean, it makes you more responsible. It makes you more independent. You need not, and you can take your own decisions yourselves, right? You need not fall back on your parents for each and every advice. Except for the fees, they still have to pay the fees, right? Apart from that, you can take your own decisions. And it also helps once you graduate out of the college and if you get a job outside of your hometown, these 2 years will help you even then. You can settle down very quickly in the new environment and settle down in your corporate life as well, right? You need not think about how you're going to manage your stuff on your own at that point. So these 2 years are the best time of your life. So make the most of it. And nothing against the people who are from Pune, right? You still have maybe good opportunity maybe in the future to stay away from your hometown. And if you are really fortunate like me, I've been working in Mumbai for the last 20 years, all my corporate life. Mumbai is my hometown. I was born and brought up in Mumbai. And when I tell people that my office is almost 15-20 minutes away from my home, I travel by a metro. There's a metro station right outside my house, and there's a metro station right outside office. So nobody's as fortunate as me, I would say. But I have some of the team members traveling from far off places. They need to change a couple of trains to reach office every day. So it takes a lot of mental strength to do that every day. And nowadays it's become even more important or compulsory for people to be in office for almost 4 days a week. Right after COVID, I mean during COVID it was work from home definitely, but we started off as 3+2, that is 3 days in office, 2 days at home. But now that has changed to 4+1. So 4 days we have to compulsorily be in office, 1 day at home. So that's how times change. And so yeah, nothing against people who are from Pune. You will definitely go out of your hometowns and experience that life which is outside of it. And if you are staying in a hostel, by the way, all people from Pune as well, do you stay in the hostel here or you go back home? Okay. And those people who are staying in a hostel, you know what I'm talking about, right? The hostel life is the best type of your life. So everyone should experience this once in your lifetime. Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much for having me here. And by the way, how many of you know about my company, BlackRock, what we are, what we do? Maybe anybody wants to take a stab at it? Can we circulate the mic, please? Anybody wants to share?
Hello.
Yes, it's working.
Hello.
Hi.
BlackRock is, I think, the top five investment company in the world, I think. And it's recently I heard that Narendra Modi met their head, I think, 2 years back. That's what I heard about your company. Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Anybody else? Yes, over there, back.
Good evening, sir.
Hi.
Myself, Safal Rai from BIIB. So, BlackRock is an world's leading asset management company, which manages one of almost all the company's assets, like Reliance Industries, Apple Incorporation, Microsoft, and all the leading companies of the world, and manage and have most of the assets in him.
Hmm. Yes. Anybody else? Yeah, over there.
Hello, sir. My name is Pranav Panse. I'm from BIIB. BlackRock is an asset management company which was founded in 1988. Of course, it's uh, having large assets under management, nearly $10 trillion as of 2024. That's what I know. Thank you.
Perfect. Yeah. So rightly said, BlackRock today is the world's largest asset manager. Uh, any idea what's the current GDP of India? 4 trillion. Uh, by the way, BlackRock is managing almost 13 trillion as on date. You can imagine the size of business that we're handling. It's almost three times of the GDP of India, right? And rightly mentioned, it was founded in the year 1988 by our current chairman and CEO Lawrence Fink, who we call Larry Fink, along with his 8 partners. And the whole idea behind founding this company was to manage risk for the clients. Yeah. So what is risk? Risk is basically the money that the client entrusts BlackRock to invest on their behalf and get the best returns. Yeah, as simple as that. Any idea how many types of investors do we have in the market? The main types. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you're talking about the specific funds, but I'm talking about the two types of investors. So it's retail and institutional investors. Yeah, retail is basically people like us who want to invest in the market to get best returns, maybe for our good future, for a good retirement. Maybe it could be our parents or grandparents who have been investing in the market for a long time for a good retirement again, for our education. So these are called the retail investors. Yeah. So by the way, I have not got any PPT because I know that's what you're going to do in the next 2 years. So I didn't want to bore you with another set of slides and then go through it. I want to keep it more interactive. And you can ask me any questions if you have during the session or maybe after the session. So yeah, I was talking about institutional investors. So one is retail, one is institutional. Uh, which is the largest insurance company in India? LIC, right? Does anybody have a policy with LIC? That's great to know. I mean, this generation is also, believing in LIC. That's a good thing. So I'll tell you about my story. When we were in college, or maybe I was in school at that time, I have two elder brothers. The eldest brother, when he started working, the best investment that we used to do at that point is LIC policy. Yeah. So there was one uncle who was a dear friend of my dad's. He was an LIC agent, right? And so when my eldest brother started working, one Sunday he came home with a couple of forms. He told my brother, you need to sign here. And there were no questions asked. What exactly is this? Which policy? What are the returns we are going to get out of it after so many years? So it was a procedure that everybody had to do once we start working. So my eldest brother signed the forms, and he became an LIC policy holder. Then after a few years, my other brother, he started working, and one fine Sunday, again Mr. Singh, he turns up at home, and every time he used to come, he used to get this bourbon biscuits as a return gift, you know. So even after many years, that gift didn't change. He always used to get those bourbon biscuits. So again, the same procedure. My brother signed the documents. He became an LIC holder. So when I completed my studies, I started working. I had some knowledge on this. And one fine day, again, he comes up, and I started asking him some questions. What are these policies? What are the returns I'm going to get after so many years? So he was a little taken aback, maybe shocked. And he was thinking, maybe, my brothers or my dad did not ask a single question. Why is he asking so many questions? But it was my money. I had to ask those questions before investing. So LIC, since that point of time, it has so many policy holders across India that it has become the largest insurance company in India, right? So every month or every year, it earns crores and crores of money in terms of the policy, premiums, right? So LIC is a master in its own turf. It knows the insurance business in and out. But when it has such a huge corpus of money, but does not have the expertise to invest in the market to get the best returns, it will come to BlackRock. Let's say, take an example, to an investor manager to invest on their behalf, right? So ultimately, LIC becomes a institutional investor for BlackRock. As simple as that. So yeah, the team or the process I work for BlackRock is basically taking care of institutional business. So we have many, institutional clients. So when I was talking about the total AUM, which is 13 trillion, out of which almost 6 trillion forms part of the institutional business. So me and my team is basically handling this 6 trillion day in, day out. Yeah, we are not part of the investment purpose. I mean, decisions that the portfolio managers take, but we are doing the back office or the post-trade process in India. Basically, we are doing NAV calculation and client servicing activities. Yeah. So let me give you a quick overview of what this trade life cycle is, right? So let's say LIC comes to BlackRock saying, these are 100 crores we want you to invest on our behalf. It gives a mandate, that we want you to invest in these kind of securities, and this is the rate of return that we're expecting at the end of the year. So the whole decision lies with the portfolio managers from BlackRock to invest that money on behalf of LIC. Yeah. So when you talk about investment and the post process, the first thing starts with the portfolio managers making the decision, where to invest, how much to invest, for how long, and all of that. But before that, there is a platform or an engine that runs the whole show for BlackRock. Anybody has any idea what is it called? Maybe you know the name. It's called Aladdin. Yeah. It's not just a fancy name which is given to the system. It has a full form as well. Right? It's assets, liabilities, and debt derivatives investment network. That's called Aladdin. So Aladdin is our core engine which runs the whole show for BlackRock. So this is kind of a database which has all the information for all the clients wherever the investments are. So there is a team which takes care of handling all the information on the system, which is called the data management team. Yeah. So for a portfolio manager to take the right decision, it needs to have all the information in one place of what is the price of that security if it wants to buy. Yeah. So the data management team ensures that all the details on the system are up to date. And then the portfolio manager actually invests. So when the investment is done, What is investment? Basically, it's the buy and sell of securities, right? Securities are the normal shares that we buy from market. So there is a team which takes care of the trade processing. And in this Aladdin system, there are millions of trades happening every day, day in, day out. So there is a team which actually captures these trades, what are happening in the market. Okay. Then there is another team which ensures that these trades get settled in the market. Most of the times, these trades fail in the market for various reasons. It could be a case where there is a shortage of shares. If I wanted 100 shares, there are only 80 shares available, so the trade fails. At the same time, there is shortage of cash as well, right? Whatever I wanted to spend to buy those shares, I don't have the cash available in the market, I mean, in the bank. So trade capture is a team which takes care of this part. Yeah. Third is the compliance team. This team basically takes care of all the policies or rules that are in the system. Now, when this, give you a classic example of the Russia and Ukraine war that happened, right? By the way, how many of you are with Ukraine? Are you with Russia? Is it? Okay. Maybe there is a reason for that. Everybody's talking in consensus. But as you know, US was very much in favor of Ukraine, right? And BlackRock being a US company, we definitely had to take a stand, right? But we can't take guns and go in the battlefield to support Ukraine. So what we did was the trading on Russian securities totally stopped at that point. No more trades were being sold or purchased. I mean, bought. Uh, and whatever was held already in the portfolios, the price of those securities was zeroed out, which means anybody who was holding a Russian security, their market value became zero, right? And that was a kind of a measure that was taken to support Ukraine and encounter Russia. And that happened for a couple of years since the time this conflict started. So even if a portfolio manager wanted to buy a Russian security, he could not, because there was a rule in the system that he can't buy or sell any securities which are from a Russian uh, company. So that particular thing was taken care by the compliance team. Yeah. Moving on, once we are done with all these rules and regulations, then comes the NAV calculation, which my team takes care, NAV calculation and client servicing. So at the end of the day, we need to know, right, how much is my investment doing in the market. So if I buy a mutual fund, I need to know what the NAV is, right? How many of you invest in mutual funds? Okay, almost, I would say 30%. And the rest, are you waiting for the best product to come in the market yet? See, mutual funds is the safest bet. Everybody should start investing in it. At least, there's a minimum 100, 500 rupees, whatever. But that's something which everyone should do. Yeah. And I'll talk about more when I'm, giving you an idea about BlackRock in India. So NAV calculation is what my team does. Then client servicing is, sending these reports to the custodians or the fund accountants who are the official books of accounts. So there are three parties in this. BlackRock is the investment manager. Custodian is the person where all the shares or securities are held. And the client appoints a independent fund accountant or a fund administrator. Yeah. So we need to reconcile all of this between these three parties: custodian, investment manager, and the fund accountant. So this is what my team takes care. And finally, the clients need to know the end, or whatever investments they have done, what is the return that they are getting. So all the client reporting which goes to the clients every day or monthly, that is taken care by the client reporting team. So this is how the whole cycle runs. Okay. And when I'm talking about the relationship between BlackRock and India, does anybody know about BlackRock's presence in India earlier? Any idea about the relationship that BlackRock shares with India? Sorry? Yeah, that is now with Reliance Jio. But before this, BlackRock was present in India. Have you heard about the company called DSP? And I suppose there were, a couple of guests 2 days before this session who had come down to explain about DSP. So BlackRock actually had a tie-up or a partnership with DSP at that point until 2018. So what happened was in 2007 or 6 when BlackRock bought out Merrill Lynch investment manager, and Merrill Lynch had a partnership with DSP in India. So ultimately, when BlackRock bought out Melim, that is Merrill Lynch investment managers, it became partners with DSP in India. So everything was going fine from 2006-7 until 2018. Yeah, but as we all know, BlackRock was a growing company. It wanted to do a lot of things in Indian market. It wanted to come up with a lot of other products which were actually very favorable for the Indian market at that point. But DSP, being an Indian company, it wanted to take a very traditional or orthodox approach, that they were not giving a free hand to BlackRock to do that, right? And you can't expect Virat Kohli to play like KL Rahul, right? One is a very explosive player, so he'll play his natural game, and KL Rahul, as we all know, is a defensive player. So once you start that, you know, thing that you can't do what you want to do because we are partners, and that's when BlackRock thought it's good to end this partnership. And so there was I think, a policy, or there was a understanding that BlackRock will not enter into market till 5 years from then. Yeah. So BlackRock left India, but the thought of India never left BlackRock. So recently, a couple of years back to 2023, BlackRock had a tie-up with Geo Financial Services. Anybody is aware of this? Yeah. So this partnership was a very strategic one, for two main reasons. One is BlackRock has all the expertise in the investment manager space for the last 30, 35 years. And Geo, all we know is, it has a good database of customers, right? So whenever Reliance puts their hand into any business, they ensure that they are pan-India, right? So everybody has Geo phones. How many of you have Geo phones here? A few. So the app that I'm talking about is already, a part of your Geo. You go into invest, and then you can start investing in Geo BlackRock funds. Uh, so then when this decision was being made, that we want to enter India, but it will not be with any other partner. It has to be someone who is at par with BlackRock. And we know that Reliance is a powerhouse in India, right? So when our uh, chief operating officer, Rob Goldstein, had come to India to sign these documents, he tells us a very good story that he had a meeting with Mukesh Ambani earlier in his office. Then they were invited to his house, Antilia, and he, along with our Asia chief, they had been to their place. And he says that was the first time he had to remove his shoes to enter anybody's house. We all know how religious Ambanis are, and he was so overwhelmed with all the hospitality that these guys gave. And he shared a very good experience, whatever he had when he was at his place. So ultimately, this partnership came into existence with a initial investment of $150 million each. Yeah. And the whole idea behind this was not to be any other AMC in India. Any idea how many AMCs are there in India right now? Just a ballpark figure. Just give a number. No one? There are almost 45 or 46 AMCs in India already, right? Almost 4 5 are very big, like ICICI, HDFC. So the idea was not to be the 47th one, right? And the goal, or the idea, is to become the third, I mean, within the three largest AMCs in India in the next 3 years. So that's the idea that we have. And if you are not aware of this, 30th June was the first NFO that came up. We launched three funds, which were mainly liquid or cash funds. The NFO closed yesterday. Anybody has done any investment in that, in the NFOs? No one? Okay, still there is an opportunity maybe next week. And those who have not started investing yet, maybe this is the right fund that you want to start off with. Yeah. So seventh is when you can start doing SIPs in these funds. And these are very simple funds to start off with, and they will come up with more complex stuff. See, when you have this app in your hand, in your Geo phone, anybody can invest, right? To reach the last mile. And you can make direct investments. There will not be any relationship manager to manage your investments in this. Through the app, you can invest whenever you want, wherever you want, how much you want. So that's the kind of idea that is behind this whole partnership. Yeah. So and that's how BlackRock has got back into India. And when Larry Fink he had come down to India, rightly mentioned by one of our friend here, he met Narendra Modi in Delhi. So he was here for 2 days. Larry Fink. He had meetings with Mukesh Ambani in BKC, where they have their huge setup for Geo. And then when they went to Delhi, they had a meeting with Narendra Modi. Uh, the only thing that Mr. Modi told him was, I want India to prosper. I want Indians to prosper, and whatever support you want from me, you will get it. So when you have a support from the government, when you have the support from your partner who is as strong as you can imagine the size of business or the the impact that we're going to have in the next few years, right? It will definitely be a game changer. Okay, so I just want to give you an idea of how things are shaping up in India. It's a growing market, as we all know. You know, it's very important for us to take the right steps at the right time. Yeah. Any questions so far? Anybody has any comments or anything to share with me?
Namaste, sir. My
Hello.
name is Shruti, and I'm a student here at Finance Batch. I am actually very keen interested in asset management, and BlackRock is actually one of my dream companies. It has always been. So, one doubt I always had in my mind is that should you have, trading knowledge and trading strategies to get into asset management, or the market knowledge and the like investment knowledge is sufficient?
See, when I'm talking about India and the kind of work that we are currently doing from India, it's not actually the investment side. Portfolio managers are sitting out of US, UK, who are taking all those decisions. But what we're expecting from anybody who wants to join BlackRock is to have basic knowledge on capital markets. Indian market is one stuff which will definitely help who want to join Geo BlackRock. But when I talk about capital markets, it's US markets. The more knowledge you have on different kinds of products that are available, how these products run, and trying to put that knowledge into practice once you join, that will always help. So the kind of process that I was mentioning earlier, trade processing or NAV calculation, definitely if you have idea of those products, how they run and how these are managed by the portfolio managers, definitely help in the long run. But for the rest of the stuff, BlackRock always invests a lot of money in training the new joinees and bringing you to that par so that you can be a 100% contributor in a short span.
Thank you, sir. Sir, one more question I had. What is that one qualitative feature of BlackRock that makes it such a, huge performer in the wealth management industry? Because right now it has so many competitors, but it's top five
Right,
amongst the top five.
right.
So what is that one qualitative feature you would say?
So I would say again coming back to Aladdin, right? So that's kind of a game changer for us. When Aladdin was being framed in a way that everything has to be on Aladdin as a one platform and the whole company can use it at the same time to make it more scalable, make it more robust, and with the introduction of AI as well in this, that also is kind of a added advantage to us. So any other company if you take, right, when they are investing in technology, there is a cost center involved in it. Cost center is basically you are spending dollars to make your technology up to the mark, which can handle the increasing size of business, right? So Definitely, Aladdin is also a cost center for BlackRock, but at the same time, what happens is we are selling Aladdin as a product to other companies as well who want to manage their own risk. So at the same time, when we are spending dollars on making Aladdin a very good product, we are also earning in terms of a license fee from these companies who are actually using Aladdin. So I would say the only difference between other companies and us is this platform, which is very huge. Second is we always feel and think of the future. We always one step ahead of our competitors. Now, when we talk about strategies, it's not just 2 year strategies we are talking in the boardrooms or in the meetings. We are talking about 2030 strategy, right? Almost 7 years or 6 years from now. So the kind of investment that would be required, where we need to make those investments. Also, BlackRock is on a acquisition spree. If you have seen in the past couple of years, we have bought numerous companies, right? Preqin, HPS, GIP. These are all big companies which BlackRock has bought, and almost these are integrated with already, with BlackRock. HPS was the latest one which got integrated on July 1st. So all of these partners also make us very strong in their particular fields, right? So it's always staying ahead of the game, thinking about what we can do not just 2 years from now, but what we can do in the next 6 years is what I would say the whole, a game changer for us. And it's not just helping. I mean, BlackRock is not just thinking about itself, but other companies who are not doing so well, they always come to us for advice. So we have a different department for that, financial markets advisory, which takes care of anybody who is struggling with managing their finances. They take our expertise, right? So we get a fees from that as well. So it's all about how you diversify the whole portfolio, or not just being invested in one thing, but thinking of the future, and as well as having great partners like Reliance Jio in the recent times. So it's like that. The more you are aware of what's happening and how you can be more uh, adaptable to that change is what makes the difference. That's what we are. Yeah.
Sir, so my name is Vasundhara Shinde and I'm a student of BIMM Institute. So while you were talking about how compliance is necessary and how support matters a lot, and you talked about the Russia-Ukraine war and how BlackRock decided to, being a US company, decided to help out Ukraine in a way they could. However, you have a customer base which also invests in Russian security, for example, and when you zero out that, how do you manage to retain the trust of the customers in the future? You're also leaving a potential market vacant when you're affected by these geopolitical uncertainties.
Right, right.
So being the top 5 is amazing, but you kind of are leaving a very good potential market to your competitors. So how does BlackRock manage that?
Absolutely. That's a great question. So when I was talking about, taking the decision on zeroing out the prices for those Russian securities, it was not a decision which was taken by BlackRock alone. Whatever we do is client centric, because for us, clients are everything. Whatever we do is for the clients. So all of these decisions were taken in accordance with the client's take in that. This was all discussed with the clients first. See, definitely when a client is investing, we don't want to take a decision which we feel is the right one. But ultimately, whatever we are doing, we are fiduciary to the client. The word fiduciary means we are the caretakers of the money that the client gives. So all decisions are based out of the client's expectations, or how it's going to impact the clients, right? So once the clients were on board and they thought this is the right decision that we need to take now, only then it was taken up. Right? So whatever we do is not like just at the spur of the moment thinking this is the right thing and we should stand by something. But not just this, but there are a lot of other geopolitical scenarios which wanted us to take a step back, like the sustainability, or what you call as the coal mining. So we had investment in those companies as well. But when it comes to net zero, which we are a strong supporter of, we had to take out some money from these companies as well. Definitely, it was a loss for that particular period, but others understood what was the rationale behind this. Yeah, I hope I have answered your question. It's working. It's working.
Good evening, sir. My question is this: how can we manage our emotions while trading and investing in stock market?
First of all, you should not be having any emotions.
Sir, but like facts पे तो नहीं रह सकते market तो volatile है ना तो sir
That's what I'm saying. So it depends which investments you're talking about. Your personal investments or whenever you're doing investments for others.
personal investment
See, personal investments is it's your money. Whatever you want to do, you can do. Right?
कैसे manage
So
करें?
manage. There is a thing. So I think you have seen many videos coming on YouTube or Insta. There are a lot of people telling you if you buy these penny stocks, it will become this much after 6 months. Have you seen those videos coming up? And if that actually worked, that person won't be making any videos, right? He would be enjoying somewhere, enjoying his money, what he has earned. So if you have the knowledge and the right knowledge, it's good to actually tell others. But when you are making videos and actually confusing people of what to do, that's when emotions come into play. If I feel this guy is right without doing any background verification on who this guy is, where he invests, or has he done any investments himself in those securities, you won't take that risk. It's your money, and you need to be very careful wherever you do it. So study the markets, understand what your peers are doing or what the AMCs are doing, where they're investing, just to take a cue from that, right? And so, like I said, emotions only play when you are not concerned about your money. You have a lot of it. Your parents are still giving you that pocket money, which you feel like, just let me try and see whatever happens. But if you really want to invest in the right avenues and make some profit out of it, you need to do a lot of study.
But sir like market तो volatile है ना जैसे अभी ईरान इजराइल का वॉर हुआ तो like पूरी market fall हुई तो
Correct.
उसमें like हम ऐसे मतलब believe तो नहीं कर सकते किसी stock पे like invest करने
एक स्टॉक पे बात ही नहीं कर रही हम लोग, right? It's not about one stock. It's about, see, first of all, when you have scenarios like this, Iran, Israel, see, whatever happens in the globe, first effect is on us, right? Be it oil or be it our markets, and more so when US is involved in it, definitely the whole globe faces its effects. So these scenarios will keep coming. I would only suggest if you don't have the right knowledge, you should keep quiet for some time till the times things settle down. And there are others as well who want to make the most of these situations. They will invest uh, based on their study and they will make profit as well. But if you are not sure, it's good to not take any chance and just wait for the right opportunity. These geopolitical scenarios will keep coming, and with Trump, you know what's happening. Every day we are seeing some new decision coming up. So the markets all rely on what's happening in the US. So it's good to start off with mutual funds, right? Then your emotions and your everything stays into control.
Sir,
Yeah.
good evening, sir. My name is Anvis Pedgaukar. I am from BIMHRD Finance. So my question is, finance is seen as rules driven, while leadership needs strategic thinking, out of the box thinking. So how can a manager or can someone manage to do the both while bounded in rule and thinking out of the box?
Wow. So see, every sector, every company will have its own rules and regulations, right? You need to follow them. If you think maybe I can tweak this a little and just give it a try, somewhere or the other you will get caught, right? And if you're working for a big multinational, they are very much stringent about their policies. So definitely you can't take a risk when it comes to policy. And thinking out of the box is something which is in benefit for the company, something which you think that will be beneficial for the company. And if you have a good idea and the way you articulate it to the management, it all depends on that, right? uh, so first of all, you need to have a good idea, right? Discuss with your team, is this the right thing to do, or maybe should I pitch it? And having this discussion with your manager, immediate manager, is very important. right? If they are convinced, and most of the times you have seen, right, those managers will take all the credit you have done, right? So be aware of these managers, right? If you have full confidence on your manager, only then share about these ideas. Secondly is once you share and they are in sync with you, then you should definitely take it with the higher ups. So unless and until you are thinking out of the box and taking benefit of the situations which surround you, you will not grow, right? So there are people who want to do a kind of job where it's 9 to 5, that I am supposed to do these things and I'm done for the day, right? Those people will not grow. They will only survive for a certain time. But when it comes to differentiating between a good performer and somebody like this, uh, that's the whole differentiate factor, right? So once a should feel that if I can do something more than what I'm expected to do and make a name for myself, that is very important. Secondly, I think I saw a very good interview by Kiran Mazumdar Shaw. What she says is, if you are part of process, which is all perfect, nothing is going wrong in that, everything runs like clockwork, nobody's going to notice you, right? Because everything is perfect in that. But if you take that challenge of fixing something which is broken, right? There is a process which is broken, or there are huge lapses, or huge issues which keep coming. If you take that challenge and try to fix that problem, and if you are really lucky or fortunate, if you fix that problem, you will get noticed. Even the management will take a stock, who's this guy who worked on it. So always work on something which is more difficult, right? And with young minds like you, should not go for the easy route, right? That is one thing. BAU, business as usual, is one thing, but the more you take up challenges, see, nobody's going to tell you to do things, right? You have to raise your hand when the right time comes. Until you do that, nobody will understand what are you made of, right? So not just thinking out of the box, but always keeping your hand up for challenges is what differentiates you from your teammates. Because at the end of the year, some people will get a lesser increment, some people will get more increment, right? But how will the management decide on who needs to get what is based on these factors. Yeah, thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I am Akshay from BIMM Finance. I wanted to ask you, what are the biggest challenges you face in managing accounting operations at a global scale?
Challenges. I was talking to someone an earlier. See, when you talk about challenges, right? Uh, Challenges comes with hidden opportunities. And since the time I started working, almost 2005, almost 20 years now. Sorry, anything happened? See, when I was working with Sintel, State Street Sintel, right? Back in 2005, after Morgan Stanley, we had I got an opportunity to travel to Edinburgh, Scotland, to transition the process to India, and it was a team of four then, right? So when we came back, we tried kind of settle the process. Everything was working fine. Couple of team members left the team because they got some good offers and they left. So we were like, we had to do a lot more transitions, and we were depending on these two guys because we were a team of four only then. And all of a sudden, if you have a lot of work in the pipeline, but nobody do that, then things really go out of the way, right? You have planned something for the next few months, but if you don't have people do that, then it becomes really challenging. But at that point, what I did was I tried to take help from a different process where a couple of team members agreed to be on my team after their BAU. And that's how we settled the team. And then we had more hiring in the team, and then ultimately more transition started happening. So challenges will keep coming every day, right? So, and the day you don't have any challenges, it will be really boring in life, I'll tell you. So how you tackle those challenges and take the right steps at the right time is very important. I've seen people who actually crumble when these challenges come, but and that's when the management feels he's not capable of managing the stuff, not just the team, but he's not able to manage himself, right? So those people are normally left behind. Like I was mentioning earlier, it all depends on how mentally strong you are. And let me be very honest, guys. Okay, I have uh, Gen Z people in my team who have joined recently as interns, right? And this is my general feeling, or maybe I would be wrong, but uh, this generation is very sensitive in nature. You agree to it? Yeah. At our time, if we did any mistake, okay, and our manager used to scold us, we always thought this is for my good. Okay, he feels that maybe I did something wrong and he wants me to improve. And we were so strong that okay, I'll do a good job next time. But now if you do that the same thing, to the interns in my team, they really get so sad and so bogged down as if something big had happened. I was just telling for their betterment, right? So being mentally strong is also very important. And I'm sure in the next 2 years, what are we going to do in the kind of the rigor that you will be following, you will become mentally strong. But the more you become that, it will be very easy for you to tackle these corporate challenges because times are changing. It's become very demanding these days. If you feel, your job is from 9 to 5, and after 5 you'll pack your bags and go, and nobody's going to notice. It is being noticed. I'm not saying you need to spend 10, 12 hours every day, but when there is a need, you need to stay back. If you're done with your work, you should check with your peers or colleagues or manager if there's anything else you want, or maybe you can contribute. There could be some things which, and this really sets you apart. Uh, and this is something which is very important these days, to be a step ahead from your colleagues. There's a lot of competition. And if you want to do good in your career, please be mentally strong and take up more challenges, is what I feel. Don't take me otherwise, right? I mean,
Good evening, sir. I am Purva Kulkarni from B Finance. My question was, as we are new, like we are gonna enter in corporate world, so there are many like entries to finance world, like investment banking, banking sector, asset management company, and all. So does it really matter ki where we start our journey from?
you're talking about the first job after graduating. See, again, that's a very important decision that you want to make in your life, right? Normally, what happens is we want to do something, but we are not getting the exact kind of a profile or work that we want to do or what we have interest in. And we settle down for something which is not so exciting and thinking about, okay, let me just start off with this and then I can simultaneously look out for something which I like. Uh, and then the question arises, if you join a company which you are not liking and if you leave within a few months, then the question is like the stability, right? So the first decision that you need to do is what exactly you want to do and look out for those aspects in a job and not just settle down for anything, because ultimately what happens is you are not getting that a good feeling of what you are doing, but you are just continuing for the sake of it. And when you see some of your colleagues or maybe friends who are working in companies or maybe their dream jobs, that's when you feel like maybe something is wrong. And I've seen people a little going into that zone where nothing is going as per my plan. But always think about this one thing, that whatever happens happens for good. And I can tell you from my experience, if I can share one story with you, okay? So when I was graduating in 2005, uh, before getting into Morgan Stanley, right, there was a mass recruitment happening for ICICI Bank, okay? And many of my friends, we had been to this a different college where there was a written test, an aptitude, GD, and everything was going on. Before that, I had done my internship in ICICI Bank. Okay, I was working for a trade operations department. I had a very good project report. So what I thought was, written test I'll clear somehow. GD I can speak. Somehow I'll get through that as well. And when it comes to personal interview, I'll just keep this project report in front, and he'll think, okay, he's already worked with ICICI Bank, so I'll get the job. That was my understanding. But it so happened that I did not clear the written test. Yeah. And I was so depressed. This is my first attempt at anything, and I failed. Okay. And I was really very sad. I was coming out of the college to go back to my college, and I met one of my friend who had the same fate. Okay. Even he was depressed, and we were trying to console each other. अरे ठीक है यार फर्स्ट है कोई बात नहीं शायद अच्छा ही कुछ लिखा होगा but deep down inside I was like क्या हो गया ये right and then ultimately cut to I got into Morgan Stanley. That guy was started work has started working in some other company, and today I am here, and that guy is working for HCL as a senior director for APAC. So I imagine, if I had cleared that written test, somehow got through that job, ICICI Bank, I don't know where I would have been at this point, right? But I had some other fate or some other thing I had to get into, and ultimately it happened. So don't think that if something is not working as per what you want, but you will get through something which actually you deserve. So this is something which I have not told many people, but I just wanted to share since you asked this question. So don't feel like things are not going as per my plan, but God has some other plans for us, and it always works. Yeah. Any
Due
more
to
questions?
paucity of time, this will be our last question.
Who is the lucky one? Yeah.
Uh, my name is Naman Jain, and I have a question. What are the parameters you should see before investing in mutual fund or NFOs?
See, mutual funds are the safest bet, right? I mean, everything is done by the AMC, asset management company. You just have to put your money, and not, and I'm not talking about emotional thing in this. It's all about being practical. If you have no knowledge about markets, what's happening, and initially you start off with mutual funds are the best bet. Everything is done by the asset management company. They have all the expertise, so they will invest on your behalf. So when you see your money growing, the compounded growth, right, every year, you will feel good about it. But somewhere you need to start. And NFOs are something which, and if you have a good track record of those AMCs you want to put your money in NFOs, you can see how their products actually were, performing in the market. That gives us an idea of if you have to invest in those products or not. But AMCs or mutual funds are the safest bet, and those who have not started investing yet, please start. Uh, Whatever pocket money you get, save some of it. Instead of watching a movie maybe on a weekend, you can put that money 100, 200, whatever in the SIP and start off with. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Just one more thing before we end up. Like I was saying, these 2 years are the best time of your life. Don't think what is going to happen after you complete your graduation. Where will I get a job and all of that? Enjoy these 2 years. You will never get these 2 years back in your life, right? Uh, so yeah, with that, thank you so much for this opportunity. It was a great experience talking to so many of you, and I hope to come back soon. Thank you, and all the best.
Thank you, sir. Now I welcome my fellow student manager, Parth Nikam and Akshita Maheshwari to present the memento to Mr. Amit Kamat, sir.
May I now call upon stage student manager